Welcome to New Hope Underground, the podcast heard by millions around the galaxy. Today's episode is entitled, Bagels, Robots, and Millennials, oh my. And now here are the guys, Darin and Drew Hansen.
Hey, welcome to New Hope Underground, and we are back. I'm Darin.
I'm Drew.
Hey, Drew, what's up?
Dude, you know, I'm just living.
Well, that's better than the alternative, I guess.
Hey, that's
which is not living.
That's about as much as you can ask for in today's day and age.
Oh, there's so much more. Living is good. Living is real good. Now, here's we got a couple things we're gonna throw at you. We got a great show, of course, like we always do. A couple stories, couple ideas. We're gonna throw at you.
Sorry to interrupt you. Before we go on, I was just thinking, can I like quote you on that? Can that go on your gravestone? Living is good, Darin Hansen.
Yeah, on my gravestone would be a great. Yeah, it would be great. I believe I'm still alive at that point. So yeah, sure. In fact, I'm better off than I was when I was actually living on Earth. So
yeah, fair point.
Hey, that's perfect. Actually, write that down.
Living is good. All right.
Please use that.
Got to find a piece of paper. All right.
So it's going to be hard to have a tombstone for me because I'm going to be cremated and my ashes are going to be spread on different places all over the world. So I'm not sure where you're going to put the tombstone.
You seem pretty sold on that. Like, that's for sure. That's a plan.
Oh, it is. Because when Jesus comes back and the dead are raised, I will come from everywhere. I'll just be like a really, really cool effect.
Sure. You are also like omnipresent, kind of like.
Yeah.
Kind of like Jesus himself.
Well, guess what today is, Drew? We're recording January 15th. And today is National Hat Day.
National Hat Day?
National Hat Day, and we were both wearing hats.
Oh, I am. I'm not normally a hat guy, and I pulled one out today. It was
You must have just known somehow.
It was meant to be. I feel like this day was made for you.
Well, it is, and I'll tell you why. Not only is it National Hat Day, it's also National Bagel Day.
Yes.
And I happen to have a bagel, and I'm eating it right now.
I can I can testify to that. Testify?
Yes, you can acknowledge and give testimony.
Yeah. Yeah, this is definitely happening. Dad's eating a bagel.
Eating a bagel, got a hat on.
What hat is it today?
It's the Richmond, Virginia Flying Squirrels. It's a double A team.
I'm sure their merch is flying off the shelf.
Oh yeah, well it's a great hat, no doubt. Yeah, in case you don't know what we're talking about, I collect minor league baseball hats, so got a good ones. The last one I just got is the Kannapolis Cannonballers from Kannapolis, North Carolina, and there's some history with all that. But anyway, it's really interesting.
You know, only you can take sports and make it nerdy.
That's right. I'm very good at it. I'm very good at nerdifying some things. There's some nerd elements of sports I don't really care about, like stats and all that. I don't care about that.
Yeah.
I'm not nerdy in the sense of math. I'm nerdy in the sense of just information. Weird information about things.
Yeah, ironic, weird, off the wall stuff.
Exactly, which leads us to news, the real news. And so here it is. I was reading an article on entrepreneur.com that is entitled, here's the title, Humans Won't Be Able to Control Artificial Intelligence, Scientists Warn. And basically, they're dead serious. There's some scientists out there saying that we are already too far along when it comes to artificial intelligence, and we better watch out because machines can take over the world and destroy human life as we know it. Okay. And I've been waiting for this day.
So that's just backed by science. Do they quote anything, or they have research that points to that, or they're just saying, hey,
no, they're saying
crazy mad scientist says they're going to take over.
An international group of researchers warned of the potential risks of creating overly powerful and standalone software And basically, a guy by the name of Manuel Cebrian, co-author of a study to the Max Planck Institute for Human Development, said, a super intelligent machine that controls the world sounds like science fiction.
Mm-hmm.
But there are already machines that carry out certain important tasks independently without the programmers fully understanding how they learned it. A situation that could at some point become uncontrollable and dangerous for humanity. My thing is, can't you just turn it off?
Yeah, like can't you just go to the wall socket and unplug it?
Yeah, can't you have like a on and off button? You just press it.
Yeah, yeah.
I guess what they're saying is, I guess what they're saying is that machines are becoming so smart that they're learning things we don't know how they're learning them, and maybe they will learn how to keep themselves going without a power button.
Okay, what do you mean by machines, first and foremost?
I don't know. The pictures they show are just like, robots that, a lot of robots like you see nowadays.
Mm-hmm.
And basically, what was really interesting is when some people started saying, well, wait a minute, all you got to do is create an algorithm, for instance, to ensure that artificial intelligence cannot harm anybody. Under any circumstance.
It's as simple as that. Just create an algorithm just to make sure there's peace.
And the guy by the name of
just
Ed
type some
Rodwan,
stuff in the computer.
One of the researchers said, if we decompose the problem into basic rules of theoretical computing, it turns out that an algorithm that instructed an AI not to destroy the world would inadvertently stop its own operations. And if this happened, we would not know if the containment algorithm would continue to analyze the threat or if it would have stopped to contain the harmful AI. In effect, this makes the containment algorithm just unusable. So basically what they're saying is there's no stopping it.
Yeah, that was basically a scientist's way of saying, well, we can ask it, but it's probably not... We can ask nicely. We can say, please don't destroy the world, but there's no guarantee.
There's absolutely no guarantee. In fact, there's no guarantee that the AI won't learn in and of itself that it wants to destroy the world. So therefore, stops all the algorithms that's been placed in it to cause it to be a nice little robot.
So I feel like, have you seen iRobot?
Yeah, Will Smith.
Yeah, man.
It's been a long time ago, but
that's kind of what I'm imagining right now. Is that kind of what you think the article's trying to get across?
I'm from the 80s, so I'm an Arnold Schwarzenegger Terminator guy.
Right, okay.
So that's what I think of when I think of, or Stanley Kubrick / was it Spielberg that took that movie, AI?
Oh, yeah.
That's what I think of. Haley Joel Osment. That's exactly what I think of.
Yeah. I think I was raised on a little bit different set of films. I was more into the great pieces of work like Wild Wild West.
Will Smith movies, basically.
Yeah. So that's what I got.
And see, Westworld came back, and I remember the original Westworld with Yul Brynner. Dating way back when, Future World.
Dating yourself right there. Yourself.
I know.
Yul Brynner.
But see, science fiction's always been talking about the day the machines are going to take over, and now it's here. I've been waiting for this day. Your Roomba may take over your life if you don't watch it. It may. You better not leave it on during the night and let it. You think it's vacuuming, but it's really going through your purse and your credit cards, and trying to figure out a way to kill you in your sleep. I mean, you got to be careful with this stuff.
Man.
You got to be careful.
Roomba.
So, it's out there, man. It's out there.
I was thinking about buying one, and now I'm not.
It's scary. It's scary to think of.
It.
I don't think you should trust it either.
Huh.
You really shouldn't. Remember when we talked about robo-dogs in Singapore or whatever?
Yeah, that was a while ago, but yeah.
I'm telling you, the robot industry is getting ready to really make a surge and take over the world.
Huh.
What it is basically people sitting around coming up with ideas of how to create machines because they themselves are tired of people.
Yeah, I can see that.
So that's what's happening.
Everyone's going crazy in quarantine, so they're like, I'm gonna create a friend that's
so
not
obviously
gonna kill me with the virus.
Exactly. And there's so many other questions that brings up, but let's just think of the ethical considerations right now. I mean, as a Christian, of course I got to ask myself this question: what would Jesus think about world-destroying robots? What would he think about that? Should we make them or not?
What would Jesus think about robots?
Yeah, what would he think about robots or AI? Should we make them or not? Are we playing a little bit too much God there, or what?
Well, I think, man, that's a good question, because Jesus lived in a time where they didn't even have plumbing. So
we don't even know Jesus' opinions on plumbing, let alone AI. That's what you're saying.
Well, I was saying I know the Romans. No, the Romans didn't have machines. No, they had
slaves. They had people who did all that stuff.
Yeah, amazing what they could get done with when they had,
See, what if that's another
people.
Interesting point? Because what happens if the robots start to think of themselves as slaves, and they revolt? I mean, there's just all sorts of...
That's iRobot, isn't it? No, I don't remember what iRobot is. I just know Will Smith's in it.
What we've learned today is that when Drew talks about movies, all we can think of is Will Smith.
I've got one filter, and it's when someone mentions movies, I'm like, if it doesn't include Will Smith, I have no reference for it.
So you watched The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air?
Yeah.
Did you saw iRobot? Did you see I Am Legend?
Oh yeah. Yeah, that was a good one. That was a great one, and I'll tell you why. It's because the whole movie was only Will Smith.
Did you see The Pursuit of Happiness?
Yes, I did, and cried.
Did you see what you saw Wild Wild West?
Yes, ding, check.
Did you see Hitch?
Yes, check. That was great.
I'm out of them. I can't. Men in Black.
Which one? Yes, I've seen it.
Everyone with Will Smith in it.
Yes. I'm telling you, this is like I'm just not realizing that he's like a real man of my generation. He's like,
maybe we should have more fear about that. The fact that we have a whole generation of people raised on Will Smith movies, then we should be worrying about robots taking over the world.
Yeah,
that could be dangerous in and of itself.
Yeah, when you have a whole generations where they get their moral ethics from Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. That might be concerning.
That's basically what we've come to in this episode. We've decided and have concluded that our country is in trouble, and it's not just because of the threat of robots. It's because of the threat of a whole generation called Millennials. Now, of course, I gave you a hard time about being a millennial in our first section there.
Yeah, I mean, how many times that's going to happen? I'm used to it.
But what kind of millennial are you, Drew? I mean, are you a good millennial, a bad millennial? How would you know? Well, I'll tell you how you would know. You look at BuzzFeed. So I'm going to give you a BuzzFeed test on what type of millennial are you. Now, some of the questions, you being your father, of course I know some of the answers to some of these questions,
sure.
But I'm going to go ahead and let you answer all of them out loud because we are on a podcast, so that makes sense, so everybody can hear. So
that is what we're doing.
You have some options here for every question, okay? Here's the first one.
Shoot.
Here's the first one. How do you live? Now, what that means is, do you live with your parents, with roommates, alone, with a partner, under the sea, other?
How do I... All right, repeat the answers. The
with
options.
My parents, with roommates, alone, with a partner, under the sea, other.
Under the sea? No, I'm with
it's
the partner.
just a joke.
Okay.
Of course,
no,
with
I'm
the partner.
I'm tempted to select it. I'm tempted to select under the sea.
No, you got to be honest here. Okay. What do you want? What do you really want more than anything? A job, a house, a child, a dog, money, or love?
A job.
That's just where you're at right now. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm trying to graduate, so.
Do you care about getting married? Yes, no, not sure. Sometimes. I'm already married. I don't want to be remarried. I don't want to be married. Sorry.
I think you know the answer to this one, considering you married us and you're
Long
my
time
father,
ago, yeah.
and you've been in our
You're already.
lives.
That's right. I know this, but I'm not sure everybody else does.
For
Okay,
you podcast listeners, I am married. I am taken. I'm sorry.
there you go. That'll stop all the emails and messages we get. And if you're interested in Drew, just DM us at
It's just constant.
New Hope Underground. How do you feel about cars? I don't care about cars. I love cars. I love driving. I hate driving. I don't drive. I want a fancy car. So
I don't give a crap.
Don't care about cars. Okay.
Can I say crap on here? I'm sorry.
You just
I don't
did.
care.
You just
I don't
did.
care. Yeah.
Do you identify with the millennial label? I guess. Yes. No. Heck no. I don't even know. I am the ultimate millennial.
I am the shining example. No, I would say the first one. I guess.
I guess.
I suppose. It is such a millennial answer, but if you have to put a label on me, then sure, that's fine.
Sure. What's your opinion on food? I'm kind of a foodie. I try to eat healthy. I'll eat anything. I don't cook. I cook all the time. I don't care about food.
Man, this is hard. I want to say I'm kind of a foodie, but I don't think I am. I mean, you can only be so much of a foodie in Effingham, you know?
Kind of a foodie.
But I also cook at home. And I also like to cook healthy things. So,
Which one do you want? I'm kind of a foodie. I try to eat healthy, or I cook all the time.
right now, I'm like really into eating healthy. So let's do that.
Okay. What's your opinion on social media? I use it all the time. I hate it.
Yes.
I don't use it. It makes me feel bad. It's a big part of my life. I only use it sometimes.
I hate it.
You hate it.
Mm-hmm.
You're not a millennial. How do you feel about talking?
I'm telling you.
How do you feel about talking on the phone? I love talking on the phone. It's a necessary evil. I talk on the phone all the time. The phone is for losers. I only talk to my parents. I hate it.
Maybe I'm just full of hate. No,
Yeah.
I'd say it's a necessary evil.
Necessary evil. Okay.
For sure.
Okay. We've just determined what kind of millennial you are, Drew.
I'm a boomer. Everyone tells me I'm a boomer.
No, this is what's called a tough millennial. You're a tough millennial.
Oh, yeah.
You're not one of those sensitive, entitled millennials everyone is always making fun of. You've seen some things. You've been through some stuff. But you knew how to handle it, and now no one can mess with you.
You know where I learned that? Because I agree wholeheartedly. You know where I learned that? I
Where'd
learned
you
that
learn
from watching Will Smith. That's where I learned that. That's where I
it.
learned that.
Right, I got you.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's where your values come from. Not from Jesus, from Will Smith.
From binging Will Smith, from growing up with the likes of Fresh Prince.
But can you do the Carlton dance? That is the main question.
You know what? The Carlton dance is like, you know how a lot of the Gen Zers are into the whole dancing thing for the phones? Yeah.
TikTok.
Yeah, he's the OG with that, man.
Carlton's kind of back.
I feel like it's because of him. It's all big.
I wonder how many Gen Zers have actually watched the show. They just know Carlton for some reason.
I asked a Gen Zer if they'd ever seen Full House or what's another? Fresh Prince, obviously. Full House or Growing Pains. Nothing. They didn't even know what they were. Nothing. They literally said, "Do you mean Fuller House?" I said, "Go away."
You're like, what is that? Never heard of it.
Just
well,
go
hey,
away.
Thanks for taking the quiz, Drew. I'm glad we got to find out you're a tough millennial. No one's going to mess with you, especially after hearing this segment. So, I'm still eating my bagel because it's
take your
National
time, man.
Bagel Day.
Yeah.
Excuse me, everyone.
I feel like if there's one thing you shouldn't do while eating a bagel with cream cheese, it's record a podcast.
I know, but it's National Bagel Day.
Yeah.
So all those rules go out the window.
Hey, you be real, man. That's what we're about, being authentic. You're eating a bagel, talking to your people. What else you need?
Hey, I'm telling you, this is the life. We're in 2021 now, and I've just decided
No rules.
that living is good.
Living is good. Beautiful insight.
That includes National Bagel Day. January 15th is now going to be one of my favorite days of the year.
Is it always January 15th, or is it a rotating?
Yes, always January 15th.
Okay.
So from now on, I'm going to make a trek, if you will, if I have to go to Champaign or somewhere to find Einstein's Bagels, or I don't know. I'm going to go for maybe Panera. Panera has got good bagels too.
Yeah, it's a bit closer.
Yeah, so I'll go there for that cinnamon crunch bagel.
Okay.
National Bagel Day.
That.
I don't understand why Panera doesn't have huge flashing neon signs out in front of their places right now. National Bagel Day. That would drive everybody in.
They're missing out.
I know. Anyway, hey, thanks for joining us on this podcast. We got a couple things. We need a Shelbyville update. Da-da-da.
Beep, beep,
What's
beep,
going
beep,
on with the Shelbyville campus?
Me?
Yeah.
Asking me? I am the authority on all things Shelbyville. No, it is trekking along. PV, if you're watching this, if you're listening to this after January, what's the date of the Sunday? January 17th. PV talked
And you will
about,
be.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah, so PV talked about on Sunday how we're getting ready to have a demo day. So we got a new building. It's an old bowling alley there in Shelbyville. And PV has a bunch of projects that
We're having a demo day.
demoed.
We're already doing a demonstration. We haven't even got in there yet.
Yep. We're doing like a little Vanna White presentation. No, we're knocking out some walls, clearing out some areas, getting ready to start on the whole renovation, man. So that's a big thing.
Time to knock the alleys around.
Yeah, I was kind of hoping we just restore it to a bowling alley and then just have church in a bowling alley, you know?
That would be so cool. Like I said, I really think it'd be a good idea to rent shoes before people go in.
Yeah.
Anyway,
sure.
So make sure you check that out if you're interested, if you're part of Shelbyville or part of that campus, you want to get busy, we sure could use you. So demo day's coming up. When is the date for that?
That's a good question. You had to ask me.
That's all right. We'll talk about it next week too. And then also we have...
it's the 23rd. It's the 23rd.
Oh, you got it.
Yep, 23rd.
Fantastic.
I think it's 8 to 2.
23rd of January, 8 to 2. There at the Shelbyville Bowling Alley, which is now going to be our church building.
It's a Saturday.
And there you go. Also, I want to kind of let you know, hey, we got some new groups starting up for the semester. We do these groups called specialty groups. And with the way things have gone this last year, we've decided to do the majority, if not all of our groups, basically, specialty groups anyway, on Zoom. So we're going to be on Zoom for most of those groups. And you can sign up for them. And basically what's going to happen is you're going to get a list of groups that here at church, we're going to be pushing it. And you can sign up for any of those groups. And they meet at different times, different days, different nights, whatever. And for different lengths of time, different kinds of studies. And you can sign up for one. And there's all sorts of them during the semester. It's going to be good. I'm doing one on Bible question and answers. And it's going to be like a 3-week thing. We've got others that are going to be 4 weeks. Some are going to be 6 weeks. Some are going to be studies on Bible books. Some are going to be one of them is actually a video study where you watch your video on right now before you get to the Zoom class, and then you have discussion in the Zoom class. And we've got some great leaders leading those. So I'll talk more specifics about them next week, but you should be hearing about those starting January 31st.
How do they get involved? How do they get in a group?
You just sign up for them, and I think you're going to be able to go to. Well, I'm not going to say how because I'm not sure exactly yet. We're working on it right now. But January 31st, we will have an announcement with all the different groups, all the details, and how you can get signed up. And all you got to do is just sign up and get going.
Cool. Maybe we can share that online as well.
Yeah, exactly. So I just think it's a great thing. It's also a great way to learn the Bible. We got some really good teachers and leaders, so that's incredible. So that's going to be great. Hey, also, with New Hope Underground, in case you haven't heard yet, we've been doing some other episodes called Jesus Talk episodes.
Jesus Talk.
Describe that, Drew. What are Jesus Talk episodes?
I'm just going to take credit for this idea. I'm just going to take it.
Just take it.
So Jesus Talk, it started out as just a segment within New Hope Underground. Normally we'd like tag it on at the end, and we realized, hey, we could actually talk a long time about this stuff, and it might be useful for not only people just within our church, but just Christians all over the world. So we started a whole other show within a show. So we have episodes that are labeled Jesus Talk, and it's just a conversation between me and Dad like this, but it's a little bit more intentional in terms of tackling some major issues within faith, within the church. Especially right now we're talking about why a lot of people are leaving the church, or why they have left, or why they might consider leaving. And just kind of tackling some of those questions, I guess.
Yeah, good stuff. I'm really looking forward to some of the future episodes that we have. We're going to kind of finish up that little series like Drew was just talking about on why people leave the church. And then we're going to get into some other, I'm really kind of flirting with talking about Jesus and politics a little bit. And it's not going to be just a political discussion. It's going to be taking a look at Jesus and how did he kind of view politics of his day? That kind of thing.
Which is a good framework for how we should conduct ourselves when it comes to politics.
Exactly. So I think you got to go back to that. You don't just start with what is my view on certain political discussions, because we could go on and on about that, and everybody has
That's
different.
That's going to be good, man. I think people
views.
get a lot out of that. I
think so too. We're going to stick with the actual Jesus Talk. So make sure you tune in for that. That's for sure. And I think that I guess the best thing to say right now is that if you haven't done so yet at listening to this podcast, you need to go ahead and get a hat on and get a bagel in your hand and enjoy the day, January 15th. Now, when you're listening to this, it will not be January 15th, and it will not be National Bagel Day,
Doesn't
it
matter.
will not be National Hat Day. But just because you're a little late doesn't negate it.
You know what? I
So
think
enjoy
National Bagel Day should be not just one day, but it's a way of life.
It really should be. I think living is good. Cream cheese is even better.